So we just posted to the server a login with some username and password information, but the server rejected it because there's nobody listening on the other end. All right, so let's head over to the server side, and let's see. Do we have it open? Yeah, right here. This is our node. Here's our node, right? Node.js server, and we have session. We have these getters, right? When we were playing around with the session, right? So here we can listen for that post. We can say app. We can listen for that incoming post, but it's not a get. Notice, right? All these we were playing around with getters, with get, right? With HTTP get, right from when you type the URL in the browser. Those are all gets. Right? We need to listen for an incoming post. Right? So we can say here we want to listen for an incoming post. Right? And the URL is API. What was it? Oh no, I think I just said login, didn't I? It should have been /API/login. Right? We'll fix that in a minute. And here we can handle in a function called login. So let's declare that here. So that'll be login is a function, right? That takes in requests and response. For now, we're just going to echo back saying response send back login, just to make sure that we're even getting here. Yes? Okay. All right. So let's try it again. Let's restart the server. Let's restart the Node.js server. Let's see if we're getting in here. Okay. So let's try this again. So let's clear that. Let's do a login. Okay. So notice this time around, right? It didn't complain. It says 200. Right? It says 200. But it didn't reply anything. Wait, let me refresh this. Let me clear that. Log in. All right, so it says 200, but notice that there's a console error. Let's look at the console error. All right, notice that it's complaining that yes, the service is there, right? The service is there, but you are trying to do a cross-origin query. Right? Same thing that we had to deal with Java, right? In Java, same thing, right? Because the React client was running on, was it 3000? I forget. And the Java was running on 8080. Java was complaining that the server was complaining that hey, you're trying to do a cross-domain. Well, actually, not the server. The client, the browser is complaining. The browser is complaining, saying, hey, you were downloaded from 4200. Right, you were downloading from 4200. You're trying to connect to 3000. That's not allowed. You can't do that. That's cross-origin, right? We need to configure the server to allow this. You know, we need to, just like we did in Java, we did cross-origin, star or something. I forget. Here we have to do something similar. Right? So let's see how we can do that. Let's see. And Node.js, Node cross, not JCross. No, that's not it. Intro to webdev? Really? What's this? That's not it. I forget what it is. Do I have it here? Building, or maybe it's a part of a. I can't find my slides on that. Node.js cross domain. Nice enable. Configure, blah, 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 blah. Error log. Okay, there it is. Excellent. Let's copy that. In our Node.js, what we'll do is right after this express, we'll configure and say app.all, meaning all queries. Okay, we're going to allow everybody to pass through. Right? If you want to be very specific about the URLs that we want to let through, you can do a comma separated array here of what you want, right, and all the headers. All right, and then next, what this says is that first this is going to be executed. It's going to check to see the headers, right, and everything's okay. It's going to call next. Next, it says the request is going through multiple middle tiers, right, and they can all abort the request, right, if something is wrong, right. It's like a filter, right, and it's like a chain, right. It's a request chain, and each one, when it's done, passes it along to the next one, and then it passes it along to the next one. When we declare session here, we were adding session in that chain, right? In that chain and the only responsibility of the session was to look at that cookie, right? And instantiate the session object and then add it to the request, and then it did a next. Okay. Here is a little more down to earth, right? This is basically what the session is in here. This session, this is basically what it's doing internally, right? It's intercepting all the requests. It's instantiating a new session. It's looking at the cookie, right, and creating the map. Here it's a more of a low level express of intercepting all this. All right, so let's try it out again. Let's restart the server. I thought there was one more. I forget. Let's try it again. Let's refresh. Let's post again. Still no access 4200. I thought there was one more. Header, configure, blah, 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 blah. Next. Course. You could, of course, package the function of the course. I thought there was one more. Maybe it's this one. Restart. Clear. Try it out. No. Access to all our headers is present to the request. Server not allowed access. If not, course, no course, blah, 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 blah. To fetch. Or maybe do I have to maybe do a local host? Local host 4200 maybe? Yes. Allow credentials? Oh, is that so? Is it? Do I have stars here? Okay. So I have an additional here of allow methods. Oh, allow credentials here. Credentials, and just true. Okay. Oh, quotes. Am I missing anything else? Okay. All right, let's try it again. In promise, maybe this has to be declared a little later, maybe? So it's session, login, post, login, da-da-da. No, I guess it should be declared earlier, not before, not after. I think it should be like the very earliest thing to do. Say again? Oh, okay. Use. Is it slash? Oh, right. Function. A little better. Access control allow headers in pre-flight response. Login. I should probably look up my own slides, huh? Let's see. Go here and search. Mean employees. FBI security. Isn't that a movie? Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Okay, content type accept. Blah, blah, blah. Let me just grab this whole thing. Express session. I'm just curious. Was I missing anything? Origin. Da da da. Okay, it is different. Okay. Cut that. Paste it here. Let's see. Clear that. Log in. Okay, good. We're there. Let's go to the network and see our login. And indeed, it's coming back with just a login text. All right, so we are there. Yes?
There seems to be another package for us for some people just require and say app.use that also does.
Okay, but you have to install the course package?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, excellent. Can you post that on Piazza?
No, I just searched it up on Stack Overflow.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so we have login. So basically what we want to be able to do here is, now that we have that information here on the login function, where's our login function? Our login function, we would need to be able to extract the username and password. Right? Notice that the username and password are being passed as an object, as a JSON object, as part of the body, right, of the request. So we need to be able to extract that from there. So right now we can do that by using the request. The request, just like there's a session, there's a parameters, params in there, right? Also, the body is coming from the client, right? And we need to parse it out. So Express would do that, and it would put it inside of a variable called body, right? Unfortunately, by default, Express doesn't know how to parse the body. Right? It doesn't know how to parse JSON at all. Okay? We need to install a library that knows how to parse the content of the body. Right? So to do that, we'll need to install another library in Node. Here's Node. We're going to do npm install, I think it's called body parser. Body parser. And then we can now load that library. We can load it here. We can say load body parser, var body parser. We can require this new library, body parser. There it is. And we need to configure it. Right? We need to configure it because in the body there can be tons of stuff in there. Right? There could be images that are being uploaded. Right? It could be PDF documents. It could be XML. It could be, we don't know. Right? So we need to configure it so that it knows how to parse the content as JSON. Right? So to do that, let's head over to Express. I don't remember how to parse this. So Express.js. Express.js. This is the official Express.js website, and I encourage you to familiarize yourself with Express. Anyway, so in here, if we look for body parser, we can see how it's configured. There it is. Okay, so we loaded body parser, and to configure it to parse out JSON, we can now add body parser there. There it is. Now we can parse out the body. We can parse out the body, the JSON body. And to verify that indeed we can parse out the body from the login, what we're going to do is that we're going to try and echo that user and just send that back to the login function, right, to make sure that we are getting the data through. Right? So let's restart the server. Oops. Body parser is not defined. Did I misspell it? Body parser. body parser. There we go. Let's try it again. All right, so we have body parser, and let's try this out again from Angular, and let's now send this. Let's post it again, and it's coming back as empty. Why are you coming back as empty? Let's see, body JSON. We might need to put this later, session, right after all the other uses. Anything else here? Post. Let's try it again. Login. Login. Request.body user sent back user. Did I miss something? Body parser, extended true, request host name. Whatever, we required it. We did require it, didn't we? Body parser, app express. It's being declared after the app, after the express is declared. Require body parser. It was downloaded, right? It's in the node modules. Body parser is there. Session, JSON, extended, use. It's after the course. User schema. What don't you like? Login is here. Login is declared after the body parser. To declare earlier? Let's refresh. So it's being posted, but it's not returning it. Interesting. Are we even sending it, first of all? Are we sending it? We are sending it. There's username and password. So we are sending the data. And is it being sent as JSON? It is being sent like JSON, right? Content type application JSON. I think that's wrong, right? Slash. Okay, let's try it again. Refresh. Login. Preview. Okay, we got the data, right? So there was a misconnect on the, it didn't understand the MIME type. Right? It's expecting application JSON, it was getting something else, and it wasn't being able to parse it. Okay, so we have the login. What we need to be able to do is find this user in the database, right? And let's see, do we have any users in the database? I believe so. Didn't we create a couple of users? Let's see, let's run Mongo. And show the DBs, databases, and use the webdev summer 2018 and show the collections. And we have the user there, right? We have the user, and we can say db.user.find all the users. Pretty. And let's see, we have a couple folks in here. We have Alice and Bob. So let's see if we can find Alice. Right? We have a username and password there. So on the server side, we have the login. Where's login? Right here. Where's login? Login's here. We'd like to do something like what? Don't we have a user model somewhere here? There's our user model, right? We want to use our user model. So let's use user model, and it's Mongoose. And right here in the login, we can say user model dot find. Right? But now we don't want all the users. Right? We don't want every single user. Instead, we want to find the user, and we can provide a mapping, right, a match. Only the one whose username is equal to the user.username, and the password is equal to the user.password. Yes? All right. This is going to return a then. Presumably, it'll return the users that match. Right. So, and we can maybe return. Let's do a response dot send back all the users that match. Right. Hopefully, it just be Alice. Let's see. We can restart this. And now let's try with Alice. And notice that indeed it comes back with an array of Alicia, right? So it did work, right? It did work. So if we found Alice, and typically what we would do is presumably this is the currently logged in user now, right? We would need to put him in there, and perhaps say something like, instead of just returning it right away, what we could do is put this in a curly bracket. Before we return anything, we would like to be able to say something like session request.session current user, and maybe put the Alice in there, right? Alice in there, right? But notice that what's coming back is an array. See that? It's coming back as an array. Usually we really want one of them, right? Because we know that username and password are unique. Yes? Okay. So to do that, the Mongo doesn't let you do that, right? Mongo just has find, right? And find always returns an array. Okay. Same thing here. Find always return an array. But if you're certain, right, that there's only one, right? What you could do is you could use a syntactic sugar function called find one, right? And it'll return the first one. If it's an array, if it's more than one, it'll return the first one. And in this case, it would be Alice. Okay. So this would be user. This is one user. Let's try it out. Let's refresh this. And if we log in again, notice that now it's returning just one object, right? Just Alice. So what we can do here is we can put them in the session. We can say current user and put the user object in there, so that next time if you try to go to your profile page or anywhere else, we can check that, oh, it's you again, right? It's you. You're logged in. I know who you are. And so we put them in the session, right? And one of the things that all right, so log in. Find user, find one user. All right, so let's try it out. Right, and let's clear that. And let's log in. Still coming back with oh, it's not coming back with anything. Why are you not coming back with user? Request session. We did post. Why aren't you coming back? We did send it over, and preview doesn't like this session. Request session. Try it again. Log in. There it is. Alice. It's not letting us set the session. And then return. Send back user. Let me send back the whole session. The whole session. Let's restart. Again, it's not coming back. Why are you not coming back? Session Alice preview request. This went back. I certainly have the user. Request that session. Response send. All right, so I'm putting in the session. Let's see if we can retrieve the currently logged in user. Just like we have a login, we can check to see who's logged in, who's currently logged in. Right, we can say current user, right? And this can return maybe the current user. We can say return the current user. So this could be function, right, that has the request and response, and return from the session, right? We can say response that's send back request dot session. Let's see what's in the session. Okay, and I think we need to put this afterwards, like that. All right, so let's put them in the session, and let's not return anything. Let's restart the server. Let's clear that. Let's log in, and now we can navigate into localhost 3000. What do I call it? Current user? Current user. Oh, I forgot the slash. Let me restart again. I'll do that again. Alice. Oh, what's giving me an error? What's it saying? Oh, failed. Why did you fail? Do I not have a session anymore? Console. Ooh, console. Console is complaining. Console. Pose, blah, 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 yeah, 0. No, okay. And the server, is the server complaining at all? No, the server's not complaining at all. Why are you not happy? Session, da 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 da. Oftentimes, the order in which these uses are declared does matter, and my guess is session would need to be declared earlier. Let me declare it before the access control. And let me restart. Okay, let's clear this. Network. Login. Options. Preview, post. Login, and all right. So it looks like that worked. Let me clear that out. Let me try it again. Post pending. Oh no, it's pending. It's still not working. So let me see if I put this early on, like that. Clear that. Alice. Login. No, still pending. All right, I'm going to have to debug this, and I'll post a solution for later tonight. Okay? For the session?
Yeah, when you're setting the session up, the login.
Here?
No.
Oh, the session. Oh, in the client. Oh, don't we have to set here credentials? What was it? What was it? Credentials include?
I think there's also that the session, it's a map, so I think I remember seeing that the error that you were getting in console previously in the server.
On the server? Oh, login?
Yeah.
Oh. It's not a function. Thank you. Yeah, this is not a function. It's a map. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yeah. It's a map. It's not a function. All right. Where do we do that? Oh, okay, no. In Java, it's a function, right? And it's a session dot put whatever, right? Too many languages. Can't keep them straight. All right, so let's send back here. Request dot send. Send, and let's send the session here. Let me start the server. Clear that out. Alice, login. Headers, the options went out, but nothing came back. It's not pending. It's not pending. But now probably this needs to be after the access control allow credentials. No. Oh, what's it saying? Console. Failed. What? Did we fix this already? Did I break it? Use session, body parser, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'll take a look at it. I'll post a solution later today. All right? I'm going to head over to my office. If you want to come back, we have office hours till 6.